Hola, YouTube. Back for some Sunday evening streams. Probably not going to stream a super long time, but I think we are going to make some progress. We got Shroomy up to level 48, which seems kind of crazy. His stats are looking pretty good compared to our other Pokemon here. He might be like one of the most bulky ones we have. That's what getting 10 extra levels will do. I'm hoping what this will do is make it so that we can, actually get to level 54 and get Spore. Gonna take the EXP share off because the rest of my Pokemon are gonna actually need to be getting some levels here. So we'll want that. Otherwise, let's see, we need to go into our items. And we're going to want 3 PP ups. And we're going to want... We're probably to the point where we will actually want this full restore. And I want to give him the Miracle Seed. Alright. Give Miracle Seed to Shroomy. That'll make it so that Giga Drain does more. And I'm thinking we'll want to use the PP ups on Giga Drain. Okay, we don't need to just carry the Macho Brace with us. There's definitely some stuff we can store. Because we're going to be getting items in this upcoming area. We definitely don't need the Macho Brace. We don't need to carry a Guard Specs. We don't need all these Pokemon snacks. We'll carry the Ethers and stuff with us, that's fine. Otherwise, we're looking fine. I'll keep the EXP share on me just in case like somebody's falling behind in experience and we want to give them a boost. Otherwise, I think we're looking okay. And PP ups are totally one of those items that like I'll just like never use them if I don't go out of my way to use them, right? We got 7 of them. We might as well use 3 of them. And if we look through our Pokemon here, like, I think Giga Drain on Shroomy is like a pretty obvious one. I could see Rock Slide being like a decent one. This is relatively plenty of PP on these moves. Maybe Ice Beam. Yeah, I mean, nothing's as low as Giga Drain. Let's just use it. I'm pretty sure Spore only has 10 PP, which is, like, relatively low, especially since you'll need to keep resporing the enemy. We've definitely not had to even think about Stun Spore PP. Like, that's so much. But now we got Giga Drain with 8 PP. So that's great news. It's kind of odd, like... I'm trying to think of what was even going on in the story, what was going through my brain when we unlocked, like, okay, like, the next place to go is Citadark Isle. I feel like it happened so quickly, because we were at this factory. I feel like we cleared the factory. And then I don't even remember who we went to after that. Like, we probably went back to Pyrite Town. Or... something. Like, where did we learn, like, oh, like... Yeah, literally at the end of the Shadow Factory, Grieville confronts us and is like, haha, I am on an island off of the coast of Gadeon Port. Come get me if you dare. And it's like, okay. So then we went here, and due to the stuff that we did before, the fact that, like, the Kyogre mech was given away from Dr. Kaminko over to this guy at the part shop, it was just, like, already there, and he had it already built. We talked to him, and he's like, okay, yep, you're good to go. Like, it just felt like it happened all so quickly. Like, I'm trying to think, is there anything going on at these other locations that we need to be doing? Or we want to be revisiting? I feel like I already went to Pyrite Town, and there was nothing. Snag'em Hideout? Like, we cleared out, but there might be stuff there? Like, I don't know. A part of me wants to, like, go everywhere and look around and see if anything's different. But another part of me just says, just go to Citadark Isle. Togepi's back, right on his shell, maybe? We are surely going to need more balls. We're going to be catching a lot of things. We're probably going to need more revives, realistically. Man, I'm just blowing through money. Oh, I know what we need. I was trying to think, like, what item did we have on Shroomy before we put the, like, XP share on him, and now the Miracle Seed, because we didn't have the Miracle Seed on him before. But I just remembered, like, it's totally the Amulet Coin. And the reason the Amulet Coin's not on us right now, is because it's in the PC on that Duskull. Let's remedy that, because we're gonna need money, and we're gonna blow through it very quickly. All those Mount Battle battles did not give us any more money, unfortunately. I think if we want money, we basically just gotta, you know, just go through these, you know, dungeons with beating trainers and get money that way. Otherwise, if we want to farm money, I think we have to go to, like, the actual Colosseums, and I don't even know if the Amulet Coin helps in that case. Okay. Great. And we can change who's holding the Amulet Coin depending on whoever we're going to be having up front. Like right now, if we're going to have Shroomy up front, like, we might as well give her the Amulet Coin. Let's save. Okay, 48 is not pre-Citadark Isle because we purified that Golduck and Sableye we got as soon as we got there. And we're going to be catching loads more right away, I'm pretty sure. Alrighty. Man, the lava in this game, it's just like so cool. In like an edgy but still cool way. So I believe that this elevator right here is a shortcut to like near the end of the dungeon. So we'll be coming out of that way later. Trio. Those levels on Shroomy, vastly helpful. Light screen, that's going to reduce the damage that Bite does. How dare you? I'm pretty sure that level itself actually plays a rather disproportionate role in the damage calculation formula as well. I'm trying to think that headbutt I just did. If I get a crit, is that going to be too much? Should I use false swipe? Poor Zatu. He can't show any emotion, and yet he has to rock uncontrollably. Whiz-cash. Okay, false swipe was totally the play. It's just we're not going to flinch him that way. Ow. Shroomy can Giga Drain the Whiskash. Pupitar. We can use his turn to ball. What's Great Ball? Eradicate. Another one. So the nice thing about this is that there's a PC right here, so we can like mess with our purification chamber all we want. Shadow Rush. Okay, the light screen is done, so Bite's going to do twice as much. It feels good to finally get some use out of false swipe. Holy moly. I could have used a Pokeball and it probably would have been fine. I don't know, man. You're the guy who wanted to race, and now you're saying you're crushed. He just doesn't even care that I beat him and stole his Pokemon. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, I'm pretty sure this Dotrio gets Baton Pass. Shadow down. Okay, Eradicate's not going to have a full flow because it's just impossible for a normal type to get full flow. I'm pretty sure. Theoretically, like, Eradicate's a good Pokemon for catching. Oh, you're just blocking this off, huh? Oh. Because he can get Super Fang, and Super Fang's like really good. Max Elixir, they're giving out the good stuff now. I should be swabbing down Master Greeville's Luxo Cruiser, but I'm completely lost. What's wrong with me? I've got to buck up and focus. You want to battle? Sure. Since this guy seems to be optional, maybe he doesn't have a shadow, but maybe he does. Aaron and Corsola. Those aren't shadow. Yeah, we're missing a ground move for Aaron. I guess it is kind of crazy to think, like, we are fighting, like, mid to high level 30s right now. And by the end of this dungeon, we're going to be fighting level, like, 50s or high 40s. So it's a long-ass dungeon. Oops, we don't want Scary Face. It's a total waste. We'd rather Dragon Dance than Scare. All right. Now, I'm used to in normal Pokemon games, like, oh, if it's kind of a mirror match, your Pokemon's probably better because of badge boosts. But I don't think badge boosts are a thing in this game. So it's not like my Pupitar had, like, you know, 10% boost to speed arbitrarily. But I'm guessing probably most trainers in this game probably have 0 IVs across the board for their basic Pokemon. Which is probably why whenever we have to face a Shadow Pokemon, they're so good, because they're, like, you know, actually randomly rolled IVs. Okay, yeah, you don't need to backtalk. That's fine. I feel like this is the first dungeon where, like, we've got people like this set up, rather than just, like, Cypher Grunts who fall from the sky. I kind of forget what the whole deal, like, with this is. Like, how come there's just, like, a bunch of, like, normal-looking trainers around here? Is this just, like, some sort of, implied cult thing going on? I don't know. Or just a bunch of people who are like, oh, I heard that if you come at the right place at the right time, you'll get a trip here to get strong Pokemon. Yeah, not cult-like. These are just, you know, people who are just looking to make a buck. Looking to get ahead. Miracle Seed would have been the difference there. It is kind of interesting how... Really? In like a physical sense, I feel like Screech and Metal Sound are very similar moves. Like, if you were to hear something screeching at you versus the sound of metal scraping against each other in your ears, I would think it would have the same effect. Oh, I probably should have restored the confusion. Yeah. Why are you doing so much to yourself? Flail? Really? Boo! No te me gusta. It is funny to think, like, just a trainer that we did just a little bit ago, we were basically fighting level 60s, and we beat them. And now we're down to, like, you know, mid-30s. But we're still not doing perfect. Like, Jupiter fainted to them just fine. I guess I just saw something. If Celio had Blizzard, that would actually be a spread move. A 70 accuracy spread move. But still a spread move regardless. Okay, this seems to be the actual way forward. Which I should have known. There was a trainer with Shadow Pokemon on this route. Yeah, the flow rate makes a difference. There's a Cypher Peon. Oh, I look suspicious. Do I happen? Oh yeah, we get the different music now. Not the intimidation tactics. I honestly was not expecting that to kill, just because of the whole, you know, intimidate and spread move reduction and all that. Gotta keep that Roselia at bay. We don't want Pupitar just fainting instantly. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it that way right now. Like, I've always just called it Pupitar. But I was watching a Nuzlocke where the guy was calling it a Pupitar. And now here I am calling it that way because it's fun to say. You're so strong. All I can do is laugh about this. Glad you find it funny. Oh yeah, and you're a cipher peon, so you just fade away. Is there no reason to come over here? That just cannot be. It's so odd. Oh. Oh, oh. You are so that little boy who ran off with Professor Crane. Because of what you did, Master Grieville was oh so angry. It made everybody miserable. It's all so your fault. But it's okay now. We didn't need Professor Crane anyways. I just so needed to be serious just a tiny little bit to get XD001's final adjustments just right. It is so perfect now. Purification will so not work on it. Ever! I'm so amazed. I am so a genius. Oh, you want to see my XD001? Oh, so sorry that it's not possible. Why? Because I'm so going to defeat you, little boy. Here I come. You have any new shadows for me? Or did you lose your shadow rights? Oh boy. Got some fully evolved Pokemon here. Okay. Giga Drain the Gorbis and Protect. I want to see what's going to happen. I don't like that. Okay, good. I wasn't even attacking the Gardevoir, so it's interesting that Shroomi's faster than Gorbis. Okay, this is a slight conundrum. Our Pokemon with super effective moves on the Gardevoir are weak to the Gorbis. And Shroomi's in love with the Gorbis, but it could otherwise kill it before it can act. How... I'm gonna go ahead and switch into Flareon. You can still get hit by a Water Pulse, but it's a little faster and higher special defense for this situation. Ouch. Shroomi's taking that like a beast, though. Haha. Uh-oh. Okay, and even though we were paralyzed, it's Gen 3 speed order. Speed's determined at the start of the turn. Roselia. Okay. Gardevoir is definitely the bigger threat. I'm going to heal Shroomi's paralysis. Nice. Far-fetched. Is that a shadow? Yes, it is. I feel like Citadark Isle is kind of the start of, like, here's a bunch of rare Gen 1 Pokemon that are Shadow. Have at them. Okay, is she gonna have a second Shadow? That might be a Shadow. Yep. Shadow Panic, that's not good. So yeah, teaching Zephyrong Thunder Wave does not invalidate Shroomy at all, especially since we got the levels on her. But it is definitely going to be helpful, and then once Shroomy gets Spore, we'll still have a paralysis option. Really, you're just going to spam Shadow Panic. I don't like that. Dang it. Shadow Sky. Shadow Break? I don't know the details of Shadow Break. What I know with Shadow Panic, though, is we can't just sit here. Oh my gosh. The coin flips. Ouch. I don't... Oh, but we accomplished our goal. Okay. Let's bring in Crobat. Shadow Break. Youch. Aww. Oh gosh, yeah, Zephyrong was going through. Far-fetched. Okay. Critical hit. Holy smokes! I really hope that Farfetch doesn't have any way of hurting itself. Come on, Shroomy. Yeah, these Pokemon's catch rates are just not the best in the West. Not the crit. Man, they wanted Shroomy dead. Crobat's gigantic, really. Okay, Flareon, we're going to use your turn to Great Ball the Farfetch'd. Crobat, we're going to use your turn to Wing Attack the Altaria. Altaria? Yeah. You'd think I'd know how to pronounce it. It was the first Pokemon I ever reached level 100 with. Great Balls just, like, make such a huge difference. Right, you're confused. Amazing. Okay, quick attack. Let's just hard switch. Critical hit, that's why we try to keep it a little safe. I wonder what determines, like, which shadow moves a shadow Pokemon gets. Is it like a tailored thing that's in the factory that, like, it's different experiments on different shadow Pokemon that give them these different abilities? Is it more inherent to the Pokemon? Does it have to do with the moves they originally had, and when we're purifying them and then we're getting the original moves back, it kind of corresponds with those ones? It definitely sort of does. Like, Shadow Sky definitely seems to correspond with, like, a weather move. But did they originally have that move, or does the Shadow move just turn into that move? Because it's like the purified form of the move? Yes, I'm terrible. Greevil's gonna be bad. I just like you. And she'll be glad when we're made to pay with the XD001. Okay, there's a healing machine right in the same room, so let's go take care of that, and we'll get this Altaria and Farfetch'd off to purificationing. Farfetch'd has got the stick. And Altaria's got the Dragon Fang. And their speed is identical. Shadow Rave. Oh, yeah. So Shadow Break just seems to be Shadow Rave. Like, Shadow Rave is special, Shadow Break is physical. And they both have, like, just decently high power, 70 and 75. Well, Farfetch'd has Shadow Panic, which we saw what that was doing. Shadow Sky, which is Sandstorm or Hail for Shadow Pokemon, and Shadow Break. Altaria could theoretically be a Shadow Pokemon we take with us that sits there. And takes hits. So many flying types. Yeah, that's kind of the unfortunate thing, eh? The thing is we can get to purifying them, and it's good to get their bars emptier. And as long as we don't actually purify them, they can still stand in as, like, a shadow-resistant wall. We need Bali to start getting some experience. We'll want him to evolve eventually. Someday I'll remember the genders of the Pokemon I have. I got Shroomy under good there. I got Bali correct. Didn't remember that Pupitar was female. Okay, let's save again. We're in, like, the generator room. I've got a cat on my lap, clawing me. She wants kisses and pets. Or she wants pets and she wants to give me kisses. With her little licks. Ooh, reverses a Crobat? This is higher level shit. Let us stun Spore. Okay, that's gonna be super effective, but not do much. I was honestly not expecting Ice Beam to do that much. Okay, Shroomy, you're a grass type, you resist ground. So you can take this Earthquake. And now, whoever comes in is going to take an Earthquake as well. Hopefully it's not a Shadow Pokemon that just immediately dies. Okay, good. I mean, they don't even take damage. Ouch. At least it wasn't like a poison move. Yes, Bolly, you're hurt by a sleeping rat. Okay, headbutt the Viper. Ice Beam the Chimico, I guess. Uproar. Critical hit. You don't have to be sorry to me for losing easily. What the heck's going on in here? Doctor, we can generate even bigger waves this way. Isn't it great? Oh, he's just sleeping. For a second, I thought he's like, we can generate bigger waves by sending our brainwaves with this machine to it or something? Sure thing. I don't remember the last time I took a bath. I'm more of a shower man myself. But this is proving that Citadark Isle's weather patterns are all... It's all funded by Grieville. It's not natural. We've got Whirlpool producing machines. Fantastic. 5 Ultra Balls, almost like we're going to need them. That's fair enough, sir. Hyper potions. Hello? Oh, you're like a scientist, huh? Nobody else here looks like you. The job of the research people is to conduct research, but that's not our job. To terrify people into the pits of despair through battling, that is our purpose. With that clear vision, we're not about to lose. Alrighty. Are you both gonna sword stance? Because that's scary. Yep. I kind of wasn't expecting the Absol to be faster. story. Iron Tail, that's gonna do decent damage. Too decent. I don't think I have any fighting moves, right? No. This guy's a sword-dancing maniac. Probably should have Thunderbolted the Absol just to make sure it went out. Shadow Ball, that's gonna hurt whoever that hits. Critical hit! OMG. Normally they seem to focus fire the strongest Pokemon you have out. But I guess if they see a kill, they take it. I lost after talking big. How humiliating. I agree. Okay, the healing spot's not that far back. Haven't caught any shadow Pokemon in a little bit, but maybe this guy at the elevator will be the guy. Right, I'm not crazy. There's not any shadow Pokemon right here. Correct. Alright, let's see what we got. We're right in the middle of putting the finishing touches on our Shadow Pokemon plan. We don't need your meddling. Okay, Litnar. Are you not on the ceiling because they determined it was too awkward to, like, make it too easy to walk into you or something? Or are you just that strong that they needed to know there was an enemy here that we're gonna have to fight? facade. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting Thunderbolt. Why are you doing it again? Can't escape now. But he can't go fast. I don't think that's going to allow him to outspeed Electrode, because Electrode's really fast. However, maybe it'll let him outspeed the Misdreavus. Yes. Psybeam. Probably takes that better than Breloom, considering Breloom would be weak to Psybeam. Kangaskhan, that's probably a Shadow. Pretty dark. Shadow, like turning Kangaskhan into a Shadow Pokemon in particular. Mostly because, you know, you're shadowing the baby as well. Please don't Omni Boost yourself. Considering that Safari Balls in the Safari Zone have the same catch rate as Great Ball, Great Balls are probably good enough to catch Kangaskhan. And the Shadow Pokemon in this game do not have the same catch rates as the not-Shadow Pokemon in the core games, so it's not the best analog, but I think the logic stands. Oops. Okay. Let's get the Claydol off of the screen. I think we can bite the Bayonet once. Critical hit. Son of a gun. That's okay. We're just gonna have to keep an eye out for the mirror radar. This is bound to happen once in a while. It's the risk I take by using moves like that. Bayonet fled somewhere. Unfortunate. Okay, we're pretty much okay to proceed. Down with Cypher, or Don with Sifet. And it was empty. And now this one. Dear 23 Caterpie, hello, this is my first email. I'm sorry I sent an empty message by mistake. I also apologize for the misspellings. I am embarrassed by these mistakes, and W. Cool. Oops. All right. I think if you block off the flow of lava, it's not going to just dry up and disappear instantly, but what do I know? Clearly nothing. Clearly. Cool, cool. Man, it's scary to walk where lava used to be. I remember thinking this was like really cool in the original time I played this. I thought there were like trainers around here. So there's kind of not too much going on. Because I thought this is where you caught like Magmar or Electabuzz or something. White herb. You expect me to be using overheat, or what are the white herbs for? White herbs are like, whoa. White herbs are like in the too good to use club, and you can't really dedicate your move set to be based around it if it's non-renewable items. Okay. Shroomy, I think it's finally time for you to get out. Uh-oh. Okay, you should mostly resist that. Dang it. I was just thinking earlier, it's like, I have these burn heals in my inventory. What's the point? Why bother? I wonder who Ninetales is digging against, because when it chose dig, Shroomish was where Flareon was. So on one hand, like, I'm not too worried. But on the other hand, who knows? Oh my gosh, it's never quite enough. Really? Okay, well, Water Pulse is kind of out of the question. Let's do this strategy. Ha 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 ha! That's amazing. We're gonna be able to hit it underground. Amazing. Just hit 100 special attack and special defense. Magmar, there it is. Boop, there it is. Boop, there it is. And if you want this Follow Me Magmar on your Gen 5 competitive team, this is where you had to get it. Shadow Rush. Well, at least it ain't Shadow Break. Vileplume, I thought that you were not going to outspeed my Flareon. I didn't really fully think through killing the Vileplume because now we're going to have two shadows on the screen at the same time, which seems like maybe a bad thing. Shadow Break, that's bad. And Flareon, your defense is just like, I didn't realize how bad it was? I was really tempted to choose Headbutt, but let's be safer. Yeah, into the yellow, that's all we need. He's Raven. Okay, Shroomy. Headbutt from full is safe. Nice. Ow. Very nice. Super duper. Wow, I was counting on a hot battle. What do you consider this? Okay, well, because I'm curious, I really want to check on this Magmar and see, like, its potential. These days, you know, in the Switch Pokemon games, you can get Follow Me on Magmar and Electabuzz, no problem. I think you can get it with, like, egg moves or whatever. Not the case back in these days. Because, I mean, who would have thought, like, these devs making a decision of putting Follow Me on these, like, just a couple of Gen 1 Pokemon to make this playthrough of XD kind of interesting for all these double battles, would have ramifications 2 generations later when they add Eviolite, or Eviolite, to the games, and thus make Electabuzz and Magmar super bulky and unlikely to perish and take hits with Follow Me like crazy. Okay, if I bust out the IV calculator, so boom, Magmar. Let's assume it is a neutral nature. It's level 36. And its stats are 59, 69, 48, 86, 69, 80. Calc that out. Okay, so my calculator says its attack is way too low to be valid. It's got to be between like 73 and 84. So it definitely has an attack lowering nature, which is maybe fine. Let's assume it's modest. It's probably modest, actually. Yeah, this is a pretty bad Magmar. Its HP is either 18 or 19. Its attack is 10 to 12. It's also, you know, an attack lowering nature. Defense is 6, 7, or 8. Special attack is 6, 7, or 8. Special defense is 8, 9, or 10. Speed is 23, 24, or 25. So yeah, definitely nothing special. Let me choose another attack lowering nature. Like, let's say it's timid. Calc. So that one also works. It could be timid. If it's timid, then its special attack is actually like, oh, it's between 25 and 27, but then its speed is like between 3 and 5. So it's all within the realm of possibility. Let's try a different attack lowering nature. What's lower attack, up, defense? That's bold. Bold. Okay, there ain't no way it's bold, because if it's bold, its defense is way too low. And then up special defense, lower attack is what? I don't think it's careful. It's not impish. Adamant is up attack, lower special attack. Bashful's neutral. Bold is up defense, lower attack. Brave is up attack, lower speed. Calm is lower attack, up special defense. There we go. Okay, it's not calm, because if it's calm, then its special defense is way too low. So it's either timid, or modest. And its stats are bad either way. So it's just funny because like timid would be like, or modest. I feel like either of those would actually be good for Magmar. But whichever one of those stats we're boosting, that IV is bad. Pretty plain and simple. Well, we're not here for this Magmar. Like, I don't need a Gen 5 really good Magmar. Because, yeah, I don't even think this is, like, it doesn't even get, you know, there's no Eviolite in Gen 4, even. So, once I get, if I ever reach the point where it's like, okay, I'm doing everything in Gen 5 and I need a follow me Magmar for whatever reason, I can do the grind then. I do not need to do the grind now. Because the grind would be saving before that guy, doing that whole battle, slowly catching this Magmar. And that, my friends, is simply not worth it. Unless you actually want this Magmar for something. It's unfortunate that it's like near the end of the game. But it just kind of is what it is. Gosh, they're purifying so quick. Alright, let's press on slightly further just because I want to, like, at least see what's in the next room. The mirror radar could pop up at any time for us to get that Bayonet as well. Speak of the devil. Where is he? Pyrite Town? Really? That is such back-assward logic. Like, as soon as we unlock Real Gum Tower Coliseum, and there's like level 40s in there, while we're like, I don't know, not even level 30 yet, Mirabee starts showing up with shadow Pokemon in there and makes us suffer to get them. And then it's like, oh, we're in like the last dungeon and there's really strong Pokemon and oh, we missed one. And he shows up in Pyrite Town. Like, that don't make no sense. Because Rogum Tower would actually be, like, maybe worth our time now. But no, we're going to go to Pyrite Town, where there's a bunch of level 20s for us to fight. Woohoo. Yep, here we are. This is our punishment for missing Bayonet. I feel like Mirabee and his team have fundamentally misunderstood the gotta catch 'em all catchphrase of Pokemon. It means one of each species. It doesn't mean literally you own every Pokemon in the world. Unless I'm misunderstanding what they're saying, and what they're saying is actually what that is. Maybe they do just want one of every Pokemon in the world. Okay, Haxor, I think I can beat you in less than 1 million years. How about that? Gosh, what a What a lineup. Level 20s. Bala, you're fastest, huh? I thought Shroomy would be faster. Oh, we must be speed tied. I lost. It's not supposed to happen for another 1,000,000 years. Yeah, that was self-proclaimed. My adorable Pokemon will leave your team shattered and broken. Okay. Mestel. I do like how each round has a different music. Especially because the music's so good. Dun, 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 dun. Poor Cleffa. You used a bunch of babbies on me. Yeah, this is not a battle of cuteness, I'm sad to say. Hey, it's Mirby. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's be careful not to take out the shadow. Oh no. Yes, if only that's how getting out of sleeping meds worked. Just say, "Hey, wake up," and then you're fully unaffected by them. Wouldn't it be interesting if the Shadow Bayonet came out and it was just like level 20? Ouch. This could confuse it, which would not be good. Okay, what can we actually do to weaken it? That's too strong. That's too strong. That's too strong. We can use air cutter, I guess. Holy moly. Even that was nearly too much. There was such a disconnect for me in Gen 3 with Bayonet. Like, its sprite and its 3D model to me just look nothing alike. Like, its 3D, its 2D sprite makes it look tiny, like the size of an actual doll. But this, obviously, it's huge, and like its face just looked nothing alike. And as time went on, like, and 3D models became the norm, like, the design of its 3D model here is actually closer to the design that ended up being used overall, and the 2D sprite is more of an anomaly. Especially if you look at like the Gen 5 sprites. It looks a lot closer to this 3D model than the Ruby Sapphire sprites. Oh, a new set of specimens to be examined. You're creepy, Orwell. Or Oril. Oril. Orili. Oh, oh, oh. Orili. Scientist. Who you faking out? Smart one. That was a foolish target for that move. Yeah, he's just faking me out. Right. I totally forgot we're dealing with like level 20s here. Taking this too seriously. Level 50 Shroomy! What a beefcake! Oh, that is literally all you have. Okay. I was beaten before I could do any research. Yes, you were. Shroomy, I need you to cease and desist this evolution. You're getting close. Get some prize money. Got TM12. And we got our Shadow Bayonet, which is the most important thing, because as we can see, TM12 is merely taunt, which in Gen 3 is bad. Pretty high attack on the bayonet. Alright, let's finish off our day by going and purifying the Far-Fetched and Dotrio. And then maybe we'll like walk back to where we got in that dungeon just so we can continue with full velocity next session. We gotta clear out the purification chambers as we go, because there's gonna be more Shadow Pokemon to come, and the only way to get them purified is to come all the way back here. Although, if they're ready to purify, you can just put them back in the PC box and put in other Pokemon otherwise. So I suppose it's not the biggest deal. And Far-Fetched and Dotrio are not the ones who are going to want to keep Shadow. At least I wouldn't think. Drill Peck. Really good bird move. Baton Pass. Pretty good bird move. Or just move. Got Slash. And Baton Pass. And Swords Dance. Pretty good. I feel like Farfetch'd could be a candidate for an all-ribbon rally. Naughty and Impish. Not bad abilities for these. I mean, natures for these guys. Yeah, Baton Pass Agility's around, and Baton Pass Sword Stances around. Not too bad. Got 50 purified shadow Pokemon and 56 total. Okay, let's just go back to where we were so that we can be ready to proceed. Somebody closed all these doors all over again on me. Oops. I went the long way for no reason. There ain't nothing over here for me no more. Okay, so I'm gonna just save right here. Because this is where we were. This is quite the camera angle. Okay, and there is a healing machine right here. I feel like, I don't know, when you're basically training the player, you need to go back after every fight to heal. And you have a convenient healing machine after a trainer. You need to make that stuff visible, because somebody's gonna run back. Okay, I think this is a good checkpoint and a good indicator that there's plenty to come. I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to stream more, I don't know, some other day. But we made some really good progress. Shroomy is level 50. 50! And he's just tanking hits. Tanking them. Really good defenses. Is nearly as good as Crobat here. 84, 85 versus 85, 80. That's pretty good. More HP as well. And gosh, look at that total XP. It's just like... It's just like so much more than everybody else. It's like literally... It's just like literally double. That's just kind of crazy to me. I know that we like did a lot of Mount Battle stuff with Shroomy, but like for, you know, in my head, him being quote unquote only level 50. Yeah, I feel like if I evolve him into Breloom when it hits 54, he's gonna be so overpowered. We'll just have to see how things are when we reach that point. Maybe I'll keep her a Shroomy for the time being, and then maybe when we get to Grieville, we'll evolve. Anyhow, I will see you guys later. Ta-ta!